I think it's pretty well known that the anime community have an extremely bad reputation. It's so bad, in fact, that most people hide that they're an anime fan, because when most people think about the average anime fan, they don't really think about something really good. They probably think it's extremely cringe, and it's just filled to the brim with losers who just watch these TV shows to make them feel better about themselves. And that's how it's been for an extremely long time. You know, I think it's crazy that we're seeing so much other communities that people used to think were losers and extremely bored if you like them, and you see them becoming more normalized. A good example was gaming. I remember back then where if you said you spend all days playing video games, a lot of people will say you're weird, where now that's like the cool thing. Absolutely everyone plays video games, and it's something widely accepted. But anime is something that was never able to basically leave that. Still to this day, a bunch of years later, the anime community is still looked upon for being extremely cringe, and it's just something that you just shouldn't be part of at all, which is just something extremely insane. And I think one reason why it's still like that is mainly because of Twitter. Because most of the time people talk about how cringe the anime community is, or just how terrible it is, they usually use anime Twitter, for example. I think it's extremely bad because anime Twitter is comically bad. I mean, most communities in Twitter aren't really that great. It's just filled to the brim with just toxic people. Also, anime TikTok is on that same tier too. These are just two communities that are just so toxic and that are just so bad that most people just try to run away from them as fast as possible. Even content creators who basically made their career from the anime community are now trying their hardest to run away from it. And it's something just extremely sad to see. And not so long ago on Twitter, they ended up having one of the most meaningless arguments of all time. And it easily has to go with the good old shonen argument. Now, if you don't know what's going on, not so long ago, One Piece, an extremely popular anime that absolutely no one watches because it's just so extremely hard to catch up. I mean, there's like over 1,000 episodes and most people just don't even care at all that much to go and watch all of them because there's literally a time commitment to go and catch up to One Piece. It's something that I just don't really think is worth doing, even though I am 100% positive that One Piece is probably amazing and it is probably one of the greatest animes of all time. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it's so long and people still talk about it positively, which is extremely rare because most extremely long-running anime, they don't really have a good reputation at all. Most people think they're rather extremely bad or just garbage, or it's just a shell of their former self. People still like One Piece, and not so long ago, Luffy, one of the main characters, ended up getting a transformation known as Gear 5. I have absolutely no clue what that is, and I also don't really care to search up what that is at all. Basically, when this came out, a lot of One Piece fans were really excited about it, and they were talking about how cool this transformation is, and how this is a big part for the story, and they were just extremely happy. And that was just something nice and wholesome to see. You know, it's really cool to see when a community is extremely happy, even if you don't know what's going on, especially if it's a community just getting an extremely big win. You may not know what's going on, but you can feel happy for them. And that's what a lot of people felt. But there was one community who weren't happy at all, that One Piece fans were actually excited, and it was the Naruto community. Now, I think we all know what Naruto is. It is another anime that has way too much episodes, so basically zero people watch it because who have time to literally watch 600 episodes where the majority of it is literally filler. So if you actually want to go and watch Naruto properly, you're going to need to go and get a spreadsheet open on Reddit where they can perfectly tell you what episodes to watch and what episodes to skip. It's another time commitment, so most people don't care enough at all to go and watch this anime. Now, when Naruto ended, they ended up making a sequel story which is known as Boruto. This is easily one of the worst animes that have ever released. I'm 100% positive. It is absolutely garbage, it is terrible, and the only people who actually like this are literally just children. These two communities were basically going through a ginormous argument on Twitter, and this was easily one of the saddest things I've ever seen in an extremely long time, where a lot of people, even some extremely big content creators, and just saying the most dumbest argument of all time, and I'm here just to go and talk about how sad this is. So basically the big argument was which transformation was more iconic. They were arguing Super Saiyan from Dragon Ball, so they were tweeting cringe like this, and they were also saying that clips of characters fighting ended up getting more views, like when Crunchyroll, the official channel, will post clips of anime. Well, all the Naruto clips got more views than the One Piece one, so that means Naruto is better. And also, a lot of people were arguing that one anime is more popular because it ended up crashing the Crunchyroll website. Like, I know know when one episode of Naruto came out, it ended up crashing the Crunchyroll website. And when this episode of One Piece came out, it also ended up crashing the Crunchyroll website. So they're using that as an argument to show why their community is more important and why their community is better. And they were going at this for literally hours. And this was something that just makes no sense to me. Why do we still care? When I see this, I take it as the same equivalent as people who still care about the console wars. Yes, those people still exist. There's still tons of people on the internet who actively keeps on talking about how the PS5 is the absolute best console ever made, and here's why it's 100% better, and why it's the master. And then you have people coming out of nowhere and saying, no, actually the Xbox One is way more better. And I'm just still shocked that these people still exist, because who cares? How is this important at all? How is this even relevant, and why are people still getting into arguments about this? These are two animes that I'm positive most people in the anime community just don't care about anymore. We just got up and we move on. There's way more better animes out there, and there's way more better stuff where you can go and watch. And it's absolutely sad how much views some of these tweets got. Like the fact that some of these were able to reach 1 million views is something that's absolutely just insane to me. That people still care about this topic this much is literally a nothing burger. Okay, we're talking about two animes that most people don't even care enough to watch. I'm shocked that these still even have extremely big communities, and it's not necessarily because they're bad. Well, one of them is bad, but it's because they're just too long to watch. The anime community has completely changed to just short-term content, which is something that I think is absolutely amazing. Most animes are just 12 episodes, and they're just extremely easy to catch up. We're done with the days of animes being 600 episodes, and they're nearly just impossible to catch up. So I'm not surprised at all that something like this happened. It's so dumb. It's just so stupid that still, to this day, 2023, people are still having these stupid arguments. Move on. No one cares anymore.